Hey guys, welcome to episode number 2 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode, we are about to go into our first game of the season against Reading. Really glad that the fixture list is correct. It would have been nice if the Carabao Cup draw was Oldham, but you can't have everything, and obviously it was only a recent draw, so EA can't program all those teams and all the draws correctly. It's going to be a lot of work for them, but I'm really glad that the fixture list is correct. So, in the first episode, we were mainly just assessing the squad, seeing what we needed, what kind of weaknesses we had in the team, and what I've done in between the two episodes is just make a second team, just so I can basically flick between the two and see what position we really need. And I think the standout one is goalkeeper. We've got 73 rated Carson, obviously about 32, 33 years old now, and obviously not going to increase in ratings, and Keller at 26 isn't realistically going to develop that much more. We do have Jonathan Mitchell, who is around the similar kind of rating to Keller, so I would like to get a goalkeeper around the 70 mark. I think that's what we're going to mainly look at during this transfer window. I asked you in the last episode whether we sell Forsyth and Olsen and just keep Max low. I think overall that was the overall feeling. I think in terms of this career mode, these two are both like 30-ish, and they're not going to develop, so we may as well use our young player at 21 and get into a good rating and into the first team. I've just been looking through the squad as well. Issues that we had in the last season with stamina, because of these players being both over 30 years old, even though they played pretty much every single game last season for Derby County. Huddleston with only 40 stamina is atrocious. That is honestly, I think, one of the lowest staminas on the entire game. And Curtis Davis was 65, slightly better, but still was a bit of an issue last season. But maybe gameplay will help out a little bit. But obviously Huddleston, what we had to do last season was essentially play in one game, rest him the next game, play him the next game. So it's a little bit of a shame, but luckily we have got plenty of central midfielders, maybe one too many if anything, and it's kind of lucky. I know it's not nice to say it's lucky that someone get injured, but it's kind of helped me out a little bit for the time being. So there we go, we have listed up Forsyth and Marcus Olsen. Obviously with 4 left backs at the club, realistically we had to get rid of at least 2, and I think that's probably the fair thing to do. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can actually sell them or not. That's another thing. Maybe we'll just be stuck with 4 left backs. Really glad that we have signed Scott Malone. Obviously he's had a few injury issues in real life, but a very, very good left back in my opinion for the Championship, and will do a good job when he gets back to full fitness. I think overall, that'll be it in terms of players going out. I don't really want to change the squad too much. We have transfer listed Cameron Drone. Hopefully we do get a bid in this episode. And what I'm hoping in the future is, because we haven't got Jayden Bogle in the squad, is if a squad update does come where Bogle is added to the game, I'm hoping I can almost sync up the career modes. I'll make the same signings, I'll keep the results exactly the same, because I would really like to get Jayden Bogle involved in this series, as absolutely fantastic the other night against Blackburn Rovers. And then we go straight away for Marcus Olsen. He is valued at about $1 million, but obviously with only 12 months left on his contract, he's not actually valued at $1 million, he's only 675,000. So I think I'm going to just take that money and go, because we have got so many of those players. We will be rejecting offers for Max Lowe, and we will block offers as well. Won't be going anywhere. One of the players that obviously at this club will be for the future, and can't wait to see how we use him this season. Into a bit of training then. One thing I did actually realise is, because Chelsea have so many loan players, Tomori is actually a permanent at this club. So that's something that's quite nice. Obviously he's 66 rated. We could potentially get him up to 69, 70 by the end of the year. And maybe even higher if we're lucky. I think I'd say he's got probably at least a 75, maybe 80 potential. So in terms of the future, a very, very good squad player to have, as he can play both at the middle and right back position. Already growth to Mason Bennett, of course, in real life, doing quite well for himself, and I would like to get him involved every now and then. So I think I'm going to look at a new goalkeeper, as we do need to fill in that position. We have added a few to the transfer hub, mainly most of them around the 70 mark. Unfortunately, was suggested by one of you guys, Dean Henderson, is out on loan. Apparently not. He was literally just out on loan when I added him at Sheffield United, but now he's back at Manchester United, which is very strange. Unless I can buy him now, and then at the end of the loan, that'll be interesting. Maybe not. Maybe I can't actually buy him at the time being. But it's interesting that his team isn't Sheffield United, and then it says on loan from Manchester United. But nevertheless, we're going to have to look for one of these Spanish goalkeepers. I highlighted them in the last episode. I feel like they're about where it should be, just about 70. I do like the look of this Simon guy, just because he does play for Atletico Bilbao. He's slightly taller than the other two goalkeepers at 6'3", quite bulky as well in terms of weight. So I think overall this keeper does look like quite a decent one. So we do have a new agent there. I haven't actually seen that person before. Normally it's different managers, of course. But we're going to go... We could actually put a player swap in. Maybe if we can get rid of Forsyth. Because maybe people won't want to bid for him. If we can involve him in this deal, that's half the value of the goalkeeper. We would be considering it's a centre-back, a winger, or... That's new. So in the past it would just give you one option. Now it gives you 3, so that's actually really nice. I don't think there's anything I really want to give him. That's a tempting one. I could put a Kechianya in. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do that, just because I feel like, as I showed you, I've got a first team and the second team. Anya's the backup right back, but then I could always put Tomori there. So I think for the time being, since we've got 20 million, I don't really need to be chucking in players unnecessarily. I could always put in Jacob Butterfield as well, but I think again, since we've got 20 mil, let's offer a transfer fee. I will just match the value. So we put a 1.4 million bid in, and they've come back with 50,000 extra. So I'm just going to accept that, because 50 grand, I'm not that fussed about the negotiations, to be frankly honest. So we have sorted out a very good price for a very young goalkeeper with quite similar stats. Unfortunately, that positioning is quite low, so something we can obviously look at in the training sessions, of course. We will go negotiate his contract. Just negotiate his wage. What I normally do is just add what his current wage is, and then a nice signing on bonus, maybe 300,000. I think that's about right for where this player is. Looking for a bit more wage, but slightly less signing on bonus. I'm quite happy with that. 5 grand a week, and quite a low signing on fee for a very good young goalkeeper. I think that's what we needed to do, and we've done it. So I'm really happy with that. We've got him into the club. And now we've got that situation sorted quite quickly, and can go straight onto the bench of the first team. The only thing I did notice about him is his positioning. If you look quickly, very good actual diving and reflexes at 71 and 72, but only 61 positioning isn't exactly the best if you compare him with Carson. Obviously, Carson's got 74 positioning, but similar reflexes and diving. So I think in terms of development, a very good goalkeeper, and same height, same traditional, very similar actually to Scott Carson. It's basically the Spanish Carson. And there we go, Marcus Olsen has been sold. Nice amount of money added, and it just makes that goalkeeper a little bit cheaper, of course. Also a deal here from Fluminense for Craig Forsyth. Again, we're going to accept it. I think 720 grand, valued at 700. I'm more than happy to accept that if you can accept a contract. We've sorted the left back position out. The one thing I have noticed overall in career mode, that the board expectations are a lot higher than in the past. Like, if you pick a team that's like a high-end team, they will give you ridiculous expectations, and hopefully, if you don't hit those expectations, the sack is likely. That would make a lot more pressure on career mode, and you kind of have to hit these to make sure you keep your job. Obviously, we've got quite a high priority there to sign some youth academy players in the defensive position. And there we go, another player has been sold, Craig Forsyth, meaning our left back situation is absolutely sorted, which is fantastic straight away. In the past, you've listed up players. We haven't actually had a bid for Cameron Jerome yet, but hopefully that comes soon. But yeah, at least that left back situation is sorted. We do have a bid here for Alex Pearce. I'm going to be rejecting that though, as he is a backup centre back for us, and still has quite a bit of time on his contract, I think. So financially for us, it makes a lot of sense. So only 2 days away now from the Reading game. I kind of want to pick the same lineup that Frank went for in real life, but since it's my career mode, I'm going to pick my team. So looking at the side there, obviously we've got Simon signing for the club. I don't think any of these are new, unfortunately. There's slightly different graphics here and there, but that goalkeeper kit looks very nice indeed, and it'll be nice to see if we do actually have the third kit. What I'm quickly going to show you is the is it league standings? I think it's this tab. So what you can do now is actually pick different competitions that you're in, and it's a lot more smooth and it's a lot easier than in the past where you've had to press right trigger and it just takes ages to get to the next one. It's straight away, bang, we're into FA Cup and it loads up. So that's a lot better and a lot more clean. It looks very nice indeed graphically. Looks very nice, of course. We can also keep an eye on the Champions League, which is nice. Obviously, we're not going to be involved in that tournament for at least 3 seasons bare minimum, and even then it might be a bit of a push if we are going to move up to ultimate difficulty, but it'll be nice to keep an eye on stuff that is happening. So into the first game then of the season at the Majeski. It is against Reading, just like in real life, the first game of the championship season. Now, kits. Do we have the third kit? Unfortunately we don't. We only have the home and the away kit, which are very nice kits indeed. I must say the away kit with the high vis on the arms looks really, really nice, and we are going to be using that kit for this game against Reading as it was the same in real life. So looking at the lineup, I don't think we are going to be making any changes. Obviously at this point I don't think, yeah, we kind of started with Keo there, and I don't think Tamori quite came into the lineup yet. I've also realised we've also had players downgraded already in stats. Curtis Davis has gone down to a 76 already, and he hasn't even kicked a ball yet. That's how wonderful being 33 on career mode is. And a little bit of a shame. We have had growth though to Simon and Bennett, which is the other side of it. You do get younger players to grow. But I think that is the lineup we are going to go for this game. Very happy with the bench, and very happy indeed with the first team that we are picking for this game. Here we are then at the Majeski. Unfortunately not a scan stadium. There's a few championship ones, but mainly most of the stadiums are just EA generated. What I tend to do is just look at the lineup here. They have gone for the same formation as us. We're going to leave the formation for the time being. I may go to a 4-3-3, push the wingers slightly higher, and drop Huddleston into a holding role. I think it's a very similar lineup to what they had in real life. They had Bodvarsson up front, they had Myler in the midfield. There was no Liam Moore, so that's a very good addition to their defence. But overall, a very good Reading team indeed. Going to be a tough one with Barrow and Aluko with the pace out wide. And a very, very good defence with McShane and Liam Moore. One thing I must comment, in only 5 minutes into the game, players feel like how they feel in real life. They move the same. That's quite a nice addition. That is a good through ball here for Barrow with the early shot, and Carlson has to make the save out for a corner. Very nice goalkeeper kit indeed. That all black kit, almost like the New Zealand rugby team. And there's the half-time mark against Reading. Just like in real life, it is a 0-0 at the moment. Haven't really created much. We've had slightly bit more possession. It's kind of hard to judge gameplay at the minute since it's in the rain. We are going to be a little bit more sluggish, of course, and maybe a bit more pace is necessary. Let's make our first ever substitutions then as Derby County manager. What I think I'm going to do is get Marriott straight involved. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't had the chance to start so far for Derby, and I think we're going to get Flojo out wide on the right hand side, and I think I'm either going to go Bradley Johnson or Ledley. I think I'm going to leave it for the time being just to see how we do, and then we may be taking off Huddleston. Oh, that's a really bad pass, and it's gone into the back of the net. Curtis Davis with a misplaced pass, and Huddleston not quite reading it, and I believe that is Bodvarsson, or is it Edwards? We'll have a look in a second. He's kind of shown with no scan faces. It is David Edwards, the man who just came off the bench. Impact sub indeed. It's gone into the box. It's easily dealt with by Curtis. That just a miscommunication between the two of them, and it's gone straight to Edwards, who's mashed that into the top right hand corner. And just like real life, we are 1-0 down against Reading. And there it is, full time against Reading. No fairy tale ending for Derby, and it is a 1-0 loss on the first day of the season. I learnt a few things which was nice about the game. Obviously gameplay going to be quite different from last year. We had the possession, we didn't quite have that final ball though. If you look at the man of the match, in my opinion, it should have gone to Monona, who made a number of decent saves to keep the ball out of the back of the net. And overall I was quite happy with the team. I don't think there's anything standing out at the minute, but it's early days. 2 transfer offers here. We did actually reject the one from Gremio, and we'll do the same with Besiktas. It's interesting to see that the quite big teams are looking at Tom Huddleston, of course. Really good passing at the last game. Just a bit of a shame about the stamina, of course. But when he is fit and ready, he'll be a great addition. Here we go then, straight into the next game against Leeds United at home. We'll see if the stadium has saved, because in the past there has been slight issues with that. We are going to give them their away kit. Obviously, it is a rivalry, so really can't wait to see what... it has actually saved the stadium. So in the past, you've had massive issues with this, but that's been a fix in FIFA 19. So that's one thing I'll give EA. I'll give them credit for that. They've fixed a few issues. I think I don't want to be chopping and changing. However, I do want a bit more pace in the team. That's one thing I did notice from that last game. We were lacking a bit. What I'll do I take out David Nugent? I think I'll take out David Nugent and go for something like that. Obviously, then we've got players with quite a bit of pace. Obviously, Nugent only about 75, but still quite decent shooting stats. And we'll also put Josephine into the first team 11. He is obviously our player. Wilson's on loan, so he's kind of a bit more backup style. And let's head into the game. Here we are then. Slightly new animations to the introduction of the game. I went for this stadium as it's pretty similar size to Pride Park, and obviously we have renamed it. I think this is about the right size. It's the closest you can get. We have got Curtis Davis there with the scanned face. I think Carson as well, and a few others in the lineup. I will have a look after this game. I kind of forgot in between the two episodes. I just want to get straight back into it and hopefully get back with a win. Here's the Leeds United team then. Obviously Kemar Roof scored a couple of goals against us. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. Sammy Says, Aliofsky and Calvin Phillips in the holding role. Barry Douglas at left back. Pontus Janssen, Cooper, Anita and Blackman in goal. Quite different to the actual team. There's a few players here and there, of course, but different to the team we definitely played against, and same formation, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out the better, and hopefully we can get our first goal of this career mode. Here we go, straight away. Mason Mount through on goal. Can he get his first goal for this career mode? Gets the shot off, it's straight at Blackman, and he does save it. Obviously there's the new timed finishing, which I don't actually have on at the minute. I do need to turn that on, and maybe that will help me, but I've slipped it through here for Joseph soon. Gets it into the back post. Can Bryson win the header? Yes, he can. And we have our very first goal of the career mode. The absolute legend, which is Craig Bryson. With that finish, he's come from the deep to get into the box, and just like Frank Lampard, he has got the goal for us and makes it 1-0 against Dirty Leeds. What a fantastic start. Here we go, Josephson with that bit of pace. We're going to slip it inside to Wagner and hopefully slip it through for Mount. Can he reprehend his early shot? Yes, he has. And he has found the back of the net to make it 2-0 for us against Leeds. Mason Mount with that early goal. And I'm really glad he scored, because I don't want him to be one of those players that does... Like, he's a fantastic player, of course, but I've had it in the past where I've not scored for ages and I've just not enjoyed certain players. But he's managed to get the goal. Josephson again creating the chances. Waghorn with the ball through, and I'm liking the attack in this game. I don't know if it's because we're at home, we have that advantage maybe, but yeah, we go. Mason Mount, the other midfielder, getting the goal and making it 2-0. Slips here for Waghorn. Can he get his first goal for the club? With the shot and with the goal, we have made it 3-0 in the first half, and it is for his first goal the marquee signing, Martin Waghorn. Really glad he's got a goal and got us into a really comfortable position at home. And maybe legendary is a little bit too easy. I think the way this defence opened up a bit was a little bit too easy, and against Leeds I think we should be challenged a bit more. So I think after this game we'll probably raise the difficulty to ultimate. Chance here for Lawrence. We're on the attack here. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can. Straight across the keeper, and that is 4-0 against Leeds to wrap up nicely and to get the 3 points. Great comeback. Obviously, after losing the first game. And I don't know if raising the difficulty is what we need to do at the time being. Maybe we'll leave it for the Villa game again in the Carabao Cup, but we'll have a look after this game. And there we go, a great way to come back after losing our first game of the season, beating our local rivals Leeds and getting the 3 points. Absolutely fantastic. They didn't have a single shot. They had a lot of possession but didn't do anything with it. Martin Waghorn with man of the match, I think, with a couple of assists and the goal, of course. And overall, I'm very happy. Obviously, we kind of rested up our main three there, Bryson, Josephson and Mount. Dwayne Holmes actually quite nice, quite agile and quite quick. And yeah, I'm very happy with the performance, of course. Tom Huddleston running the show with his passing. Into a bit of training then before the Aston Villa game, which I think we will save for the next episode. I want to keep these around 15-20 minutes. I don't want to really push it any longer than that. And to be honest, it's probably going to be over 20 minutes. So we'll have to wait and see when we edit this up, of course. And yeah, Aston Villa is going to be a very tough test. In terms of the difficulty, let me know what you think I should do. I think beating Leeds 4-0 is a little bit too much. What I'll do is basically, if I win the game against Villa, I will make it ultimate difficulty, but if I lose, I'll leave the difficulty for the time being, because it's kind of difficult to tell with the new gameplay, of course, whether I'm doing well or maybe I got lucky in that last game. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below on any players you want me to sign. Overall, I'm reasonably happy with the squad. I don't think there's anything standing out. Obviously, Tom Huddleston, with the low stamina, is going to have to be rested for the next game. As you can see, if you look at the squad, has played back-to-back games now, and yeah, he just wouldn't get through the next game. So we'll probably bring in George Thorne. We'll give a few a go. Worst case scenario with Jerome, if we can't sell him, what I'll do is just release him from his contract, since we've got so much money. I don't want him to be involved. Obviously, he's moved on in real life, and we want to make it realistic. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the second episode of the Derby Career Mode Live. Leave a like rating if you did enjoy. Great support on the first episode, really do appreciate it, of course. And yeah, catch you all tomorrow with another video.